My name is Kilaika. I'm the Baruti, and I'm standing with Chairman Erick Khafre of Guerilla Mainframe, and we're standing outside of, as you can see on the sign, Acts of Change Cultural Institute, and it's in Oak Cliff, Texas. Now, the reason that we're standing in front of Acts of Change tonight is because there is a premiere of Hidden Colors 3. And a lot of people have been very, very excited about the viewing of this film. There's been a lot of controversy and so forth. But for me, it's a really good thing because a lot of people are awakening to the realities of African people's situation in the United States of America and throughout the world. And so myself and Erick, you know, some of the things that we may see in the film, different facts and also opinions hold a lot of weight for us. And we both are community organizers. And we're here doing this interview for you today in front of Acts of Change to share with you some of the efforts that we are doing in the community and throughout the world. And that main effort tonight that we're going to focus on is George Jackson University. Erick Khafre and myself, we're both Pan-Africanists. We both understand that Pan-African socialism is the complete necessity for and towards African liberation. And we understand that this institution called George Jackson University is an extreme instrument that's necessary to meet that objective. And it's one out of many. There's so many different fronts that our people struggle and battle on. And they are all relevant. But this is the effort that we want to share with you, and we want to help you understand because we need your assistance. So what I would like to do first is have Chairman Erick Khafre give us a history of Guerilla Mainframe, which originated here in Dallas, Texas.
Peace and power to the people, forward Africans. Erick Khafre, the sister just explained, introduced me. I'm part of an organization called Guerilla Mainframe. I'm one of the founders, which we founded ourselves in 2008, the summer of 2008. We started off as this organization program that we use called the People's Lunch Counter, in which that serves as an educational vehicle upon to teach the community holistic health and holistic lifestyle in the community. Single mothers at the time in that community had a lot of single mothers that wasn't well abreast on all the health options that they have of as far as food and as far as other resources that could bring health to them and their families. Also, we have served as a strike force in our community. You know what I'm saying? As a security unit. At that time, a lot of police terrorism and brutality and harassment was going on in a couple apartment complexes, and you know, little boys and girls, you know, young as 15, 16-year-old were getting harassed by the Pig Police Department. They were getting searched, you know, in areas you would not prefer to be searched in. So, you know, we took it upon ourselves to try to get in and do security, what we call a cop and crime watch. Reason why we use both names, because in our community we don't believe in any snitching or bringing any business of our community to the man, so to speak, the pig or the police state or anybody like that. So we believe in bringing about a code of culture in our community. You know what I'm saying? Something like Elder OG Matuka Shakur had years back called the Thug Life Code, which we in the community, and we address the drug dealer, the gang member, and offer to them that, you know, we should show respect to elders and children in the community no matter what we were doing. And also to keep down harassment of the Pig Police State, which they were harassing, as I said before, the youth in their community, making people feel unsafe rather than what they would be looked up to is to try to get drugs out and things like that and stop drug trafficking, but they were harassing the people. So we was a security force over there, and we brought a guerrilla style code of culture. We would in African ways of life, connected with brothers and sisters on the continent, as well as trying to form liberated territories here, where, you know, the community will be have a level of consciousness will be raised, and they will understand the difference between the people and the power structure that oppresses them. We have several programs, you know, Guerilla Mainframe Martial Arts Program, which we are aimed at that. We're using that by, you know, using it as a defense mechanism in the community, not just martial arts, so we can get any competition, anything like that. But actually bringing brothers and sisters together under camaraderie as a basic defense mechanism where we learn all types of things. We also got a program called Each One Teach One, where we're actually bringing educational resources and tools to the community. And later on, we will be using these things and bringing in people in the community that we have a rapport with to actually teach skills to the youth and also adults in the community. We call it Each One Teach One. And we also have a program that serves political education, in which, you know, we understand that, you know, in order to change the world, you have to know it. We have to see and know all dynamics of our life and what surrounds us and who's making decisions and how we can make decisions to better ourselves. And we also teach health education that's taught by our director of health, you know, in which we have bring to the community for health information that will be beneficial towards them. So that's a little bit about Guerilla Mainframe. Peace and power.
Now, before as you heard me mention George Jackson University, what is George Jackson University? Before I get into what George Jackson University is exactly, Chairman, can you share with us some history of who George Jackson was, as far as how you understand?
All right. As far as Guerilla Mainframe is concerned, he is very influential on our ideology. Of course, we hold an ideology of improvement, Sekou Touré, Miracles Cabral, Thomas Sankara, examples in the African continent of African liberation and revolution. But we also understand that in this territory, in the new African territory, so to speak, that we have representatives in history that represented our experience here. We are still African people, but we have an experience here that is a little different than some of our brothers and sisters elsewhere. And George Jackson is a brother we hold key to as far as not only what he wrote, because a lot of people write a lot of things, but what he represented in his lifestyle. He was a political prisoner. Went to prison behind a $7 store robbery when he was a teenager, and through that, later on, he transformed himself through not only ideology but camaraderie and bonds with brothers in the prison industrial complex who was of sharp mind, who he saw that had something that, you know, he felt that as a working class African that he should grasp hold to. So once he grasped hold of that, you know what I'm saying, he unified with the other brothers, you know what I'm saying, and formed an organization. and became one of the best we ever seen. He was the field marshal of the Black Panther Party in the prison, but we called him the general. You know, he's the general of all generals to us. You know what I'm saying? He was a sharp brother. He was assassinated on August 21st, 1971. And, you know, he was a great organizer, a great author. You know, wrote Solidarity Brothers, you know, which is compiled of his letter that he wrote to his family and other comrades outside the prison, and also Blood in My Eye, which is a great revolutionary text. It is probably one of the most underrated revolutionary texts there ever to be read. It's a sharp, very critical text, and we stand by that text. And you know, that's one of the things that we like to bring forth to the community, the ideas of George Jackson, because they're not just his ideas. They're the way, they're his understanding of how history has been written, and also how, you know, what has been passed down to him, how he understands it from elder revolutionaries that came before him in his time. So George Jackson, political prisoner, revolutionary, field marshal general, author of Solidarity Brothers and Blood in My Eye.
Yeah, Chairman Erick brung out something that I would like to elaborate on. You know, the crime that George Jackson was accused of, it was a petty crime. But this country really, as far too often they do, they really expose themselves in the case of George Jackson. For this petty crime, he was given a sentence of 2 years to life. And he's one of
1 year to life.
examples that this happened to. Even in our time, it's so rampant that a person can go to jail and get sentenced the most heinous type of a sentence that doesn't even fit the equation. And but even more so than that, once you're inside of this institution, inside of this prison industrial complex, the gateway is open for you to get and gain more and more and more years, because there's so many avenues of the word I use, fuckery, involved in those type of institutions. So George Jackson not only had to battle a system, but inside of that system, he had to battle agents of that system, and then just all different types of dynamics. So George immediately knew that, hey, this is not right. There's no way that I should have to go through this. His family understood that. His brother, people like Angela Davis, and just the people in general. It was a mass understanding that this was an injustice. And we've seen this very clearly in the case of George Jackson. But the state had the power, and they chose to ignore this. And it's just like, let me spit in your face. Like, hey, come here, let me spit in your face. Hey, you over here, I'm going to spit in your face too. You know, it's just a blatant disrespect. And it was something that we are succumbed to, not just to be disrespectful, but because it's also a situation where they profit from our demise. So George Jackson being in there and understanding these things, he revolutionized himself because it was not for fun, it wasn't a fashion, but it was out of complete necessity for his livelihood. First, just to stay alive, but to not just stay alive, but to be validated, to validate your own self. And when you see an injustice, it's just a natural right, a natural law to struggle against that. And so since he did struggle against that, you know, Chairman said very wholeheartedly, you know, and not by himself, but since he did struggle against that, he became a greater threat. So it was their objective to kill George. It was their objective to not have people be born again like George. You know, it was their objective to have us, and it still is their objective to have people like us not transform. However, even though that's their objective, we have an objective. And one of our objectives is to eradicate recidivism. Recidivism is a process where you're inside of the prison industrial complex for whatever the reason may be, but it's set up and it's designed for you to go in and out, back and forth, back and forth. So we need to eradicate that. We need to eradicate realities where people have to put themselves into situations where they back and forth, whether it's a petty hustle just to feed your family or whatever the case may be. It's so many different dynamics. But we want to eradicate recidivism. by creating the revolutionary African personality inside of every man, woman, and child of African descent. You know, the new African political prisoners are very staunch with George Jackson University. They have historically put in work in creating the George Jackson University. Chairman Erick and myself, we stand here as only an extension of all the work that has been done before us. It's just a continuation. A lot of people get so taken aback in their misunderstanding that there are not things going on, but a lot of stuff you don't even see being done. A lot of stuff is in the depths, in the depths, in the depths. There are people in the dungeons, and they still putting in work for you and I. So it's a small sacrifice for us to put in effort and create George Jackson University, which is an initiative that had been attacked by FBI, CIA inside of the prison system, the gang unit, interventional gang unit. They put some attacks on. Even there were lawsuits filed, but we came out on top. But what they try to do is they try to criminalize us as gang members, and we are not. We are only people who love our people, who want to see our people move forward progressively without any interruption. So George Jackson University, the way it functions, a brief synopsis of how it functions is we create libraries that serve our interests, books that have health studies, math, science, writing, all kinds of things that we need, different skills and trades, health and medicine, and primarily African studies, Pan African studies, and studies on culture and on language. And when we gather these materials, what we do is we make the material available for study groups inside of the prisons. When George Jackson had time on the yard, and a lot of the political prisoners, Sundiata or Tulu, anytime that they get time on the yard, they go on the yard and they build. They work out, whatever. They had a Qatari, they had an exercise regime that they do. They chant, they do their chanting, and they can, the little hour, whatever they have, they utilize it in the most effective way. And this made our enemies very, very, very mad. So what we understand is we learned something from their discipline. It was their discipline that have us here today. And so we want to reincorporate it. Now, I'm not saying that it's not already happening there, because there are a lot of people that go there, and when you're in those places, you have an ample amount of time to read if you're not interrupted. But we want to be a contributor to those processes, so those people can come who don't have life sentences, and even those that do have life sentences, they can be of service and still function in their community. And then we work wholeheartedly to free our political prisoners as well, because they still make contributions to our liberation. So George Jackson University will take those books, we'll send them to the study groups. Even speaking of the political prisoners, like in solitary confinement, I know in Pelican Bay, like most prisoners, they can get up to 10 books only. So after the 10th book, they want other books to read, but they can only have 10. So they'll send us stuff, we'll send them things like that. So it's an in and out process. Visit www.georgejacksonuniversity.web.com. So the prisoners, like mostly in Pelican Bay, they can only have 10 books at a time. So what we do, we send them a book, and they send us a book, and it helps build up the library. But for the mass incarcerated people who are not confined to that, and we know that the cost of sending books can be quite expensive. So what we do is we carbon copy text, and we'll send it to the facilitator of one study group, which is called the Marcus Garvey Study Group. In each prison, we want to have at least one study group across America. So inside of that as well, they will get questionnaires on the particular material that they're studying that month. And and they have to send their questionnaires back to us, and we keep and deal with the curriculum that way. But there's a lot of different situations going on with that as far as all the details, and I don't want to take up too much of the space. And I want to turn it back over to Chairman. But George Jackson University, I just want to make sure that you know that it's an institution of learning, and it's an institution that's needed for the people in the community and inside inside of the prison systems primarily. And we want to use that so when they come out, we can also create resources for them, and they can serve as a viable, use their labor to not go and serve for the white masters of the world, but to serve their people. So George Jackson University, which objective is to be fully functioning as far as having a complete library. The first one goal is Black August of 2015, and we are giving ourselves an objective plan to have that done. And so this video is to help in the works of that. But I want to ask Chairman Erick, in your opinion, in spite of all that I've said, but if you internalize all this information that you know, why do you think George Jackson University is necessary?
First, it's necessary because we understand as an African people that our oppression comes as one of the biggest things is that our oppression comes as a result as we not organized. Through the enslavement process, not only was our language and spiritual customs taken away from us, but our organization was taken away from us. And we lack thereof organizations in key areas as a people to try to get ourselves advanced and developed in the way needed. So the George Jackson University will help prepare brothers while they're in the prison industrial complex to be more organized and unified, and also teach them things that they may not have known, and also bring about skills that they can have when they leave the prison industrial complex and come back seek refuge in our community, where they will be able to contribute. You know, this is the thing that America talk about when they talk about reform. The way that we're talking about it from the African standpoint, this is the way that we can reform our brothers inside the prison industrial complex and bring about to them the great necessary change in them so that they can be productive in our way. You know, of course, we know, that this society is not going to reform them. It's nothing but savagery when you start dealing with the inner workings of the prison industrial complex. And Sister Keeler here, who is constantly dealing with comrades within the prison industrial complex, she will inform you that there's all kind of shit going on within those prison cells, and it's a lot of savagery. But what we're talking about is sharpening up, steel sharpening steel. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's behind bars or whether it's out here where we are right now, it makes no difference. We are to be organized. We are to provide the necessary education and resources to our comrades in or out of the prisons to make them as productive as we need them to be. And this is what I think will be a necessity. And that's the way that I think that will happen by the George Jackson University contributing and having a full-fledged library and being able to go in the prison industrial complex and have us organized and focused and not caught into the savagery of what goes on in these prisons.
Exactly. Now, with all of the information that has been given, and it's so much more to go with that. We do have a website that we would love for you to visit because we do need you, the people. We need the African masses to support these efforts, and this is a revolutionary move. Every action is not separate. There have been lots of struggles on the ground, and all of our contributions, they matter. They really do matter. So, with the website, what we would like for you to do is go and check out some of the books that are on the George Jackson University website, and you will see like a whole list of different things, and a lot of these things you may even have in your library. All we're asking is if you just donate one book to the George Jackson University, then we can complete our first initial library and go ahead and institutionalize it. We have a complete unity with African bookstores. There are many across the world. African World Books, particularly in Baltimore, Maryland, has been working closely with this initiative. So we highly recommend that you check out Africa World Books, so we could, or any Black bookstore, that so we can recycle our money. Now we do understand that places like Amazon is cheaper and things like that. If you find it cheaper, we will take it, but we do want you to make an effort if you can to support our Black businesses. We have Pan African Connection here in Dallas, Texas, and lots of different Black bookstores that do the same thing that we do. So we would like for you to support those places. But in all, you may even have the philosophies and opinion of Marcus Garvey in your stacks. And I know that that's hard to break it away from, but it's a small sacrifice for something that is so important. So we need books for GJU, and also we need paper, lots and lots and lots and lots of paper. We need envelopes, business size envelopes, and letter size envelopes. We need stamps, and we need like copy machines or scanners, copy machine scanners and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. And we need labor. We need labor. Yeah, we can't leave out labor. So people who love to study together, learn. We need people to develop the questionnaires that we're gonna send. Like if you know the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey, you've read it a million times over. Help us to develop the questions for that. Those questions that's gonna be on the study guide or the exam or whatever. We need people to put in efforts, and even your contributions in doing that will create a certain type of unity in your community and those around you. You build camaraderie through the work. So we know the answers to our problems. We need a unified socialist Africa, and this is just one initiative of many that need to go forth. And we want to put GJU on the ground in every fucking city in America and outside of it. So it's a start to something more. Even after I'm gone, after Erick's gone, just as Garvey lived, just as George lived, these institutions that we build should grow and grow and grow and grow. And we need the people to safeguard these institutions. So that's our job. But in order to do those things, check out www.georgejacksonuniversity.com, and you can find out
www.georgejacksonuniversity.webs.com.
information there. Everything you need is there, and I'll let Chairman Erick give you detailed information about Guerilla Mainframe and what they got on the ground to conclude the end of this video.
All right. Yes. Right now we are. As earlier you heard me explain some of our programs, each one teach one. Also, we are in process of gathering unity in community with other brothers and sisters to create a Black defense force. And this just to hold a vanguard our role in our community as far as creating a security network in our community where we're securing our own communities, whether armed or unarmed, in our communities, safeguarding, different ills in our community, whether that be, pedophiles and rapists running loose, whomever, whether that be, big police state harassing, because of course, here in Dallas, Texas, where we are, 70 plus people have been murdered just in 12 years by the police department. In which that goes on everywhere, internationally as well. In Africa, they got Africa, right? They got all these people, using puppeteers in Africa, what we call neo-colonialism. It has occupied armies in our African communities, trying to safeguard and steal the resources that they have now built. So in our communities, we have the same thing. We have gentrification. We have underdevelopment in our communities. So the Black Defense Force, we come up with ways to bring about organization between, brothers who are caught up in the street life, who can grasp hold of some of these organizations, and we can safeguard some of these community territories and areas through the Black Defense Force. As I said, each one teach one. We're still needing resources, much like the George Jackson University. We're still needing books and education materials. to send youth and children in certain communities that we have rapport with. When we looking forward to making liberated zone, with sharing knowledge and information in the communities, we still have that. So, and to do that, to contribute to that, you can contact me at 214-514-9464. But also, you can go to Guerilla Mainframe on Facebook. Guerilla Mainframe, as I was saying earlier, contact us on that, Guerilla Mainframe or Guerilla Mainframe GMF, to keep up with, some things that we are doing in the community, some things that we have coming up for Black August and even on after that. Also, to directly reach us, you can come to Pan-African Connection, where we teach political education, health education, and also part of Black Defense Forces, GMAP, Guerilla Mainframe Martial Arts program founded by Chief Chris Khafre. So you can come to Pan-African Connection, which is 828 4th Avenue in South Dallas, right across from the Fair Park, if you're familiar with that. So just take that address down, Pan-African Connection, 828 4th Avenue, to directly reach us, and that's mostly on Saturdays from 12 to 3. So feel free to come through and build with us, and we can organize.
And these efforts are only out of a love for each other. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of war, and we have to have that. And if you look throughout history, history is made by the masses of the people. So as much work as we put in, it's really it's not effortless, but it is not what it should be without the people, of course. So we need the people. If it's just an inkling, like, we need those books. So look on your shelves.
Right on.
What we just need the books, and we got them on the website. Check out the website. It's just 5 minutes. Share it with a friend. GJU full effect. We want to teach y'all about Black August, like what Black August really is. It's going to be a lot of stuff on the website. A lot of writings for people who are in the dungeons. And I mean, it's some real serious stuff. And your family and loved ones that are locked up. A lot of us are incarcerated. Y'all, it's a lot of stuff that they go through inside those places. A lot. And we need to be aware of that, because it could be any of us at any time. We see how they acting out here. The police don't give a fuck about us. So I'm sorry about my language, but
no, you just being real.
A lot of people are subjected. Boom, I pull you over whenever I want to. How? Because we're powerless, right? And so they do these things, and then once they like that gate, chink clink, you know what I'm saying? That gate closed, you can subject it to get lost in the system. You know what I'm saying? All of those things where you just totally forgot about. But what keeps you alive is your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Or else they can do whatever they want to do to you. But it's those that give a damn and say, hey, you're not supposed to do my brother like this. You're not supposed to do my sister like this. So we're saying that we want to be there for us. We want to be strong in being able to do that. And all we need is this much from you. We want this much from you. We want it all. We want complete dedication, because that's what's necessary to make it happen in a different type of a way, a certain qualitative type of a way. But if you, like I said, if you got the book, we'll take philosophies and opinions. We'll take Nocturnal Rebellion. We'll take How to Eat to Live. We'll take Message to the Black Man. We got all kinds of stuff. We got stuff on math, science, and different stuff that we need. Arts and craft. All the list is there. So check us out at
Visit www.georgejacksonuniversity.webs.com.
2014, because that's what month for us. Black August is very significant.
That's right.
So we'll see. We look for y'all. Black August. Salute.
Peace.
Yeah, Kamachi and Priest. The chapel doors are back open. Yeah, I don't bargain with the devil or the sin he produced before I sell my people out. You can string up a noose, I'm a Zulu. I laugh at the lightning of Zeus, the light from my aura, enough to ripen the fruits. I'm miking some truths, enlighten the youth. Rap jihad, my voice makes a lot on the loose. Arabian Nights, prayer rugs kept in the booths. To the east, my brother, where I step with the troops. Keep coming back, making sure the rest can get loose. Like old Harriet, Holy Land, sailing a chariot. My body gold from the land where they buried it. Mother Earth, my first, no choice but to marry it. Burdens of the world is cool, how I carry it. I'm not a snitch or a Judas Iscariot. How could I fear bid? Nigga, here it is. You love Ferraris and Barbies, we build pyramids. We from different minds, different continents, different consciousness, different prophets, different times. Kamachi and priest, the Church of Philly and Brook. Give us donations, don't give us a look, cause we don't live by the word, we live with the book. I see something classic is happening, the people is hooked. It's real hip-hop, you should be taking a look. It's real hip-hop, you should be taking a look. And then y'all better all hell, or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some.
Emerge from crack smoke, rats and roaches. Gas that poke, young cats that rap up dope. The hopeless, a poor man's dream. Moorish king, the locust. Over the spectrum, preach the Nephilim. Focus your eyes on the ego. Cathedral size, I'm holding a pen lethal. A needle inscribed to dopeness. Pharaoh headdress, right before my bed rests. Commercial rap, singing hooks, I could care less. A mystery books, sacred beater on my bed chest. Preach Osiris, black chalk around my eyelids. Gold mask, broad nose and wide lips. Writing papyrus, light inside my iris. Sight of a psychic, coloring flows, my mic's a pilot. When it comes to hook, I'm like a pirate. Priest Kamachi, we ether the body. Flood streets like tsunamis. Bring heat like when you eat wasabi. Beats the skeleton, my words are the flesh. The flow's the melanin, song is the breath. My rhymes the medicine, it can cure after death. My mind's the afterlife, the thoughts, these are the words I manifest.
And yeah, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some, y'all better all hell. Or when the kings come, voices all yell. Bless us and sing some.
Yeah, there you have it, it's not just a rumor, it's real. Real hip hop is back up in the building. Chief Kamachi, Killer Priest, Collabo. Laugh at all you fakes, you know what I mean? Don't get scared, don't run. Chief Cypress, shout it out. Yeah. Just thug it out, gorilla yourself side to side, just gorilla yourself.